Hello, students. Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. I am your teacher, Mr. Stanley Ombogo. So, still on to the thematic concerns that we have in An Artist of the Floating World. Uh, Allow me take you through two concerns in this episode or in this session. That is the theme of admiration, satisfaction, and reassurance. Then we also get to look at the theme of religion as that is as we are able to identify in the novel An Artist of the Floating World. So dear students, allow me to begin with that is the first concern, which is admiration, satisfaction, and reassurance. So allow me address this. So Ono is admired by the likes of Shintaro, who later makes him write a recommendation letter for his brother. So the idea or the issue of writing a recommendation letter, dear students, comes in at Mrs. Kawakami's, when Mrs. Kawakami talks about some relative of hers complaining that the young man had been unable to find a job worthy of his abilities. So when Shintaro hears this, he quickly tells that is Ono to intervene and help Mrs. Kawakami. So he says that a recommendation from a man of sensei's standing will command respect from anyone. So by saying that a recommendation from a man of sensei's standing, Shintaro is referring to Ono, who used to be, his teacher. So remember, sensei is also a local dialect for teacher. So again, Ono acquires the Sugimura's house out of the admiration for his achievement. So again, remember, dear students, that Sugimura's house was not sold based on the highest bidder, but the Sugimuras approached someone they felt had, an achievement that can be admired by many. So the daughters plainly tell Ono this. That is as the novel begins. So we are also told, or we also learn from the novel, that Ono admires Sugimura and his schemes. So he believes that Sugimura's effort to rise was worth, even though he may have failed. So his ambitions were admirable. So Ono says, dear students, that even though some of Sugimura's schemes and dreams may have failed, but his ambitions were indeed admirable. So this man had hoped to transform the district of Kawabe in a cultural balance, hence brought in new emphasis to the northern side of the river. That is according to the novel. So he had then run into terrible financial difficulties later on and sold off his land. So later on, he did not get, the opportunity to implement some of his plans. But Ono admired him despite the fact that he did not succeed. So Ono sees satisfaction in seeing Morisan's villa up on the mountain and how it appears from far. So this admiration is also, this satisfaction is brought about, that is by looking at where he came from. Remember, Ono used to be one of Morisan's best students at the villa, and it is at the villa that Ono, together with other young artists, grew up. So on another scenario, while working at the Takeda farm, Ono also testifies that he commanded a consideration and respect amongst his colleagues because of the many quality paintings that he produced. So remember, there were the group that were referred to as, that is the engineers. I'm not really sure if that was at Takida or it is at, the villa, where the artist who could paint very fast and produce quality paintings were referred to as the engineers. But all in all, Ono is being appreciated for being able to work very fast and again produce, uh, you know, works of or pieces of art that are of high quality. So Ono feels some sense of happiness, satisfaction, triumph for overcoming his doubts and being reassured that the hard work undertaken for many years by himself, Matsuda, and Morisan had been something fulfilling. So after walking towards the villa and seeing it renovated, he sits amongst the wild grass and eats mangoes, believing that he had a triumphant uh, life. So these are some, scenes that we get from the last episode, that is as from June 1950. So again, Ono observes what was once the yard to have been rebuilt and engaging as many people as possible. So he is excited and glad that the district and state has rebuilt and activities now go on as usual. This is now after the war. These are also scenes that we get from the last episode, that is episode 4 of the novel. So on another scenario, Ono says that he feels he has achieved a lot. You know, when people like Mintaro respect him and bring him brothers who he must recommend. That is, people like Shintaro. Remember, we talked about Shintaro admiring Ono and also asking him to write a letter of recommendation for his brother. So Ono also reveals that Kuroda and other students used to admire and praise him. Again, reason being his ability to, produce quality paintings, and again, ability to work very fast in within a short period of time. So Ono also admires the entire Dr. Saito's family for their mannerisms, liberation, interaction, and the diverse opinion they hold. So remember, this happens during the marriage negotiations. That is the second marriage negotiation that Ono, Norika are having with the Saito's family. So through that, we also see the theme of admiration. So we also learn from the novel, dear students, that once Ono has taken responsibility of his past mistakes before the Saitos and his daughter Noriko. So remember, this happens during the marriage negotiations with the Saito's family. So he says that there was certainly a satisfaction and dignity that he gained in coming to terms with his mistakes that were made in the best faith. So finally, Ono feels free having admitted, some of the past mistakes that he made that might have, led to the war, or that might have propagated the war. So another thematic concern, dear students, that I'd like us to look at before we come to the end is the theme of religion. So talking about religion, again from the novel, we learn that Ono's father, that is through a flashback when Ono is sharing some of the past events or the past stories. He says that his father had a sacred altar in his house. So Ono too has an altar in his own house. So the two illustrations can be used to support the theme of religion. So in this case, I think the altars are the receptions, because I remember in the novel Ono saying that at his age, he was not allowed to be at the reception. So another illustration is that Ono and Tateis share his intention to quit from Takeda when they are at Tamagawa temple. Again, that is also another valid point that we can use to illustrate or support the theme of religion. So, dear students, that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you for staying with me till the end, and always remember to keep it easy, Elimu. Until next time, bye.